Hey, good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Sports Doctor's In. My name is Larry Abels, and with me, of course, is the Sports Doctor, Earl Gogo Rush. How you doing, Earl?
I'm doing great, Larry. I'm glad the show's on today. I'm ready to talk some sports.
All right. And we have our special guest, a frequent contributor to our chat rooms. Many of you know him as Kung Fu. Carol Jackson, how you doing, Kung
I'm
Fu?
doing great. I'm doing great, Larry.
All right. Well, let's get started to talk about some sports. So, start off. Let's start with the big game here in Washington. Well, that was in Philadelphia.
Okay.
Kung Fu, what did you think about that game Sunday?
Right now, Commanders need to focus on defensive linemen and some linebackers because if you can't get they can't get pressure on nobody, and they get moved around a lot. They get moved. Yeah, the defensive line.
Well, some people might say Philadelphia's offensive line, which is humongous. All of them are like 6'4", better, way over 350 pounds, and their running back got 2,000 yards. Not all of them against Washington. So, was it really their line, or are we not giving Philly enough credit there?
They got the number one defense, and I think Washington had a top 5 offense this year.
Yeah, Washington's offense was pretty good.
Yeah, but the defense, you rank 18th against the pass and 31st against the run. That don't equal, that don't help it. That's the reason why they outran everybody this year. They just said we're going to score more points.
I guess we can see room for improvement there. Sports Doctor, what's your take on the game Sunday?
I don't think it was a good game. They, as Kung Fu said, they were just outmanned on both interior lines. The Redskins can't tackle anybody, and they can't block anybody, and they're just in trouble. They had a great season. I don't have anything to badmouth about. I hate the Commanders with a passion, but they played a great season. It's just that they're just not big enough on the line to deal with. Philly just dogged them. They punked them, man. So,
hey Phyllis, how you doing? Thanks for joining us.
Hey Phyllis, how you doing? All
right. Yeah, a big problem I saw that the last time they played them, they had 5 turnovers, and somehow they won that game. This time they had 3 turnovers or 4 turnovers, and Philly scored a touchdown after each one this time. That was kind of ugly. They never could get out of their own way. I was hoping that even after 1 or 2 of those turnovers, they could come back down and score. And they unfortunately they couldn't keep the ball. And I was hoping they could get into one of these shootouts, but turning over the ball and Philly scoring took care of the shootout. Well, Philly was in the shootout. Washington wasn't ready for that.
Man, what can you say?
So what was on your mind, man?
It's just embarrassing to have a team score 50 points on you. Like I said, they had a great season. They outplayed our expectations.
Right.
But to score 50 on you like that,
most ever in the NFC Championship game. Now, Kung Fu, I know you even though you live in Georgia now, you got the DC roots. So how did you take it after that game?
I'm gonna be honest. I turned it off after halftime.
Oh my goodness, you gave up real early.
Yeah, I just like, oh, this ain't looking good right now. I'm gonna go watch something else till the next game come on.
Right, yeah. The thing that surprised me is I'm kind of surprised. I mean, I know they are the Commanders and what you expect, but they have been talking all week about focusing on stopping Saquon Barkley. And then the first play he gets,
first time touching the ball,
he goes 70 yards. Right there, I said the game is over. Right there, that showed me that they weren't ready to play. You can't let that man do that. I know he's great. He ran over everybody and shit. But the first play of the game, when your goal is to try to shut him down, no.
I think they were saying they wanted to keep him under 130 yards, and I think they did, but he had 3 plays where nobody touched him. You know, I guess they did touch him a little bit on that 60-yard run, but they didn't touch him enough. 2 other times he got the ball, he made it to the end zone untouched. Line was just blowing them away.
I just wish they had gave Dave Downs a chance to show how great he was. People say he didn't play well. Every time he had a chance to have the ball, they went on a drive, except for one drive. He never had a chance to do anything because they had 4 turnovers.
Oh, yeah, I don't even think Washington punted but one time. I think they lost the ball on downs one time. One time they faked a punt. But I don't know. Kung Fu, how do you think Daniels played?
He only threw 1 pick. The other problem was he got 1 touchdown. I mean, he played like a rookie would play in the spotlight.
Oh, come on.
Uh-oh. You get the sports doctor fired up now.
I know.
Wait. He did not play bad at all.
He didn't. However, everybody else around him didn't step up.
Okay, so why are you saying that he played like a rookie? What does the other players not stepping up got to do with him playing like a rookie? He played great. He played great when he had a chance to have the ball. Let me put it that way. They were still when they were down by 11. They were still in that game.
At one point, they was only down by 9.
Yeah,
but that's when Philly stepped on the gas and the Commanders ran out of gas.
They didn't step on the gas. A monkey take money and he don't have no pockets. Anybody gonna take the game, you give it to him. They say, here, Philly. Take this turnover. Take this one. Take this one. Come on, man. You can't blame none of that game on Jay Daniels. I don't know how you see him playing as a rookie, but
he did great this year. He did great.
Are we talking about the game? We talking about the past game. We get all this shit. Obviously, he did great this year.
The Eagles knew what to shut down on him. They knew what to shut down. They didn't give him as many open looks as he got the last time they played.
You know what, Kung Fu? You said you watched half the game, but I don't even think you watched that much of it. But it's obviously you left after halftime. Come on, man. The Redskins gave them that game. The Eagles didn't do anything exceptional. They just gave them the ball. What guy punched the ball out?
That's it. Yeah, think about it. The last time they played, they gave up 5 turnovers, but they was able to recover. And I think that's what the coach probably emphasized to the defense and the offense. If we get these type of turnovers again, we scoring. Because they can score, but we need to outrun them.
Lauren, thanks for tuning in. So Lauren didn't think he played bad. He just didn't play perfect. Yeah, I think Earl raises a good point that they didn't really have a lot of opportunities. When you think about it, the guy fumbled a kickoff one time. They didn't get the ball back. They fumbled a pass that he actually completed, actually a couple of passes. Balls got punched out. So it was kind of tough on them.
He played great. The Commanders played like the Redskins. The rest of the team.
Wait a minute. You mean they play like the Redskins?
Jalen Daniels played great. The rest of the team played like the Redskins.
Lord.
Come on,
the
man.
team collectively needed to play a perfect game.
Basically. They couldn't make no mistakes in this game.
They didn't have to play a perfect game. All they had to do, screw it, tackle somebody and block somebody. That's all they had to do. But they don't have the team for that.
Well, when I say perfect game, they had to avoid the turnovers, and they had a couple of untimely penalties too.
Yeah, but they had to play a
personal foul. That was in the beginning of the game, the personal foul. I'm like, oh, here we go.
And Philly made some plays, I think the last game they dropped a couple of passes. They didn't drop anything this week.
So let me ask you this, you and Carol. So they making all this big noise about this cornerback that they brought over. He's supposed to be checking people.
Lattimore.
Yeah, AJ Brown beat him like a drum in both games they played against him. What did they bring this guy over here for? He ain't got nothing. He's done nothing. I don't understand. But I guess it's the Commanders organization. They are getting.
I don't know if he played last time, Earl. I think he was hurt, and
He played last time. They beat him like a drum again.
Well, I don't recall AJ Brown being all that devastating. But anyway, last time.
Not the last time.
But the thing about them,
hey man,
he's only played like 4 games this year. He's been hurt most of the year, and I don't think you could expect him to come in and be in mid-season form.
Don't say we bring him in. We hope he gets back so he can check AJ Brown. Check AJ Brown for what? He can't stop AJ Brown. If you look at the replays of the last game, he was killing them too.
Well, I mean, they were saying that they brought him in for the guy for Tampa too. Can't think of the guy's name. Wide receiver. He had a hard time with him too.
Mike Evans, and he dogged.
Yeah.
Mike Evans lifted his leg up and urinated on him.
Well, you gotta remember Mike Evans is a seasoned veteran.
Well, Lattimore is supposed to be too, but see, my thing is Lattimore was out. I think he only played like 4 games for Washington this year.
Well, look, if you can't play, don't come on the field, man. I don't hear all that, man. You can't.
Well,
play.
you asked what happened to him, and maybe they should have had a different assignment, which they finally figured out when they were playing Mike Evans. Maybe we should double Mike Evans and let him guard the other receiver.
Right.
I don't think he's in mid-season form when he's not playing, when he's hurt the whole year. He's been hurt. He's been hamstrings the whole year.
They didn't need another assignment. They needed to wait until that man was healthy. Obviously, okay. That's all they needed to do.
Okay.
He shouldn't have played him. This guy, look, it's like they were picking on him.
Yeah, because they knew he was hurt. They knew he was still injured.
Well, why are you having the games he hurt? You don't have nobody else. I guess they didn't have any else to play. That's why they played him hurt, or they would have played somebody.
Or they could have doubled somebody and let him go one-on-one with the other guy.
How you gonna double somebody when you gotta have 10 men in the box to try to stop Saquon? You can't.
That's what they ended up doing against Tampa Bay in the second half after he was beating them a bad deal.
Yeah, Saquon. You didn't have to put the whole team in.
Yeah, Tampa Bay don't have Saquon
on the line for them.
All I'm saying is they shouldn't have left him one-on-one on
they should have had one
Brown. They could have put him on the other receiver.
I mean, the other boy would have been crazy on little small receiver. You know.
Yeah, actually, the guy guarding him did pretty well. That's how it worked.
That's how it didn't work. They just didn't go to him, and all they had to do, what they had to do all year, is give him the ball to Saquon. That's all.
Yeah, Saquon did it. But yeah. I got to give Philly's line a lot of credit, because even the guy, when they had their second or third string in there, that guy, he just ran out of gas, because he would have run for about 60 yards too. He just got tired at the end, and they caught him. And they didn't touch him till he got about 50 or 60 yards downfield.
Good grief.
That line was blowing Washington out. So let's switch to the other game then. Buffalo and Kansas City. So, Kung Fu, did you see that game?
Yeah, I saw all that game.
Did Kansas City beat them? Did Buffalo lose it? Or did the refs call have an impact? Or all of the above?
I'm going to say it. The refs had a big part in this game, too. They had a big part in this game.
What part did they have? What big part did they have?
A lot of no fouls that they were calling fouls.
A lot or one or two in a game where it had 100 plays.
Hey,
one or two.
I think it was like 3.
That's a lot. Is that what they was teaching y'all out when you was coming to school? 3 is a lot.
Teaching us what?
The 3 was a lot. That's a lot.
3 can change the course of a game. They can change the momentum of the game.
Now
one foul could change the momentum of the game.
Earl, did you see the spot when Buffalo went for it on 4th down? And did you think that was a good call by the refs?
I didn't. what was the call on the field?
Turnover on downs.
Right. And one ref marked it.
That's the correct call. That's the replay because I didn't see any evidence that could overrule that. His back was towards the line, but the ball wasn't.
Yeah. One ref that marked it that he made it, and the other one marked it that he didn't.
They didn't.
Yeah.
Okay, so now I guess that ref didn't get the memo that they're supposed to cheat with the Chiefs. That's why he did that?
I don't know. I mean, it just could have been a bad call. It looked like he made it to me.
It did to me too.
Unless he stuck the ball backwards, which I didn't see him do. It looked like his body.
The ball never passed the ball never passed the plane. His back did. The ball was. There's a space between your body and the ball.
Yeah, it looked like the ball was in front of his body too. It looked like wherever his body was.
And then they pushed him back.
Back this way.
We can't see you, Earl. You saying this way?
That's why he back, man. If you look at the replay, I'm going by how the replay ended. That's what I'm going by. If you're saying that for progress and they push him back, then maybe that's a possibility. I didn't see all that. I saw towards the end of the replay where his back was facing the offense, not the ball.
Robert Woods, how you doing, buddy? Thanks for tuning in.
How you doing, Rob? So, y'all tell me, Kung Fu, you suggest that if those calls weren't made, the Eagles would have won. Is that what you're saying?
Buffalo.
Buffalo.
A couple of timely calls could make a difference.
Yeah, remember they only won by 3.
One thing though, on that play where I thought Kansas City called a perfect defense when it was 4th down and they blitzed the quarterback, but he looked like a duck that he threw up there, but it looked like the receiver could have caught that pass. What do you think, Earl?
He should have caught the pass. It only hit him in his hand. It was bad, but I don't know why he didn't catch the ball. It didn't look like the ball he was going to get there.
It didn't.
Because he could have easily caught that ball. He had time to get up and run after he caught the ball.
What was amazing was it looked like he just threw a wounded duck up there. Like anybody could have intercepted it. And the only person that had a chance at it was his man.
I think his arm was hit also when throwing the ball. That's why it came out like that.
Well, he was kind of off balance throwing off his back foot, but the receiver had both hands on it. He got it to him amazingly.
I think he did. The quarterback got his hand hit.
Yeah, he might have been when he was backing up. I mean, he was off balance too. They were on him.
Yeah, they were because the quarterback had blitz.
Yeah, they had the perfect defense. So Lauren thinks the receiver absolutely should have caught the ball. But she's rooting for.
Yeah, but I'm glad he didn't.
She's rooting for Kansas City.
Yeah, she rooting for Kansas.
Hey guys, there's something wrong with my computer. If I shut off.
Well, we hope you'll make it back sometime soon. We can't see.
Yeah, we can't see you at all.
So, who wins the Super Bowl? Carol, I'll start with you.
The Eagles.
And why would they win?
Number one defense is why they're going to win. And they got athletic D linemen. They got Carter. That boy, he athletic.
Hey, Sharice, how you doing? Thanks for joining us.
Sharice.
I'm looking right at my camera right now, Larry. I'm looking at you. Can't
wow.
Yeah, well, we can
see the other people in their screens, but we can't see you.
Obviously, there's something wrong with my camera. Wow.
So while we got you here, Earl, who's going to win? These are early predictions. Of course, we can make different predictions later. Who's going to win the Super Bowl?
Oh, Kansas City Chiefs.
Kansas City Chiefs, because you never go against Mahomes.
I told you beginning of the year that they're going to three-peat. I've been saying three-peat all year.
You've been saying that.
Yep. I don't want to cook or anything. I'm just letting people know that's what I'm saying.
That ought to be a great matchup. I think they'll have problems like everybody else stopping Barkley, though. And, you know, it still may boil down to a team that can protect the ball the best.
You're right.
Wow. Can't even believe it.
Sharice likes the Chiefs happily. They all played the Bills.
That's right.
So she learned.
I don't like it when people be talking about all the refs. You don't know how to, even if the player went the way they want, you don't know what they would have won the game.
No, I agree. I think they had a chance. They had a chance to win it if the guy could have caught the ball. They'd have at least been in field goal range if he caught that. So they had a chance to do it. I think some of the problems with people, the problem I have is I see Mahomes running and he looks like he's going to slide. And then when people ease up, he runs by them. So the next time he runs and he slides late, they hit him and they call a penalty. And I think that's something the league is going to look into. Because he and then sometimes he even flops, which makes it even worse.
Look, he flopped that one time. Come on, man.
He's done it more than once.
Always.
He's done it more than once.
Huh?
And Sharice predicts the Chiefs will win the Super Bowl. Wow. As does Phyllis, 3-peat.
3-peat.
Philadelphia's going to win that game.
Yeah, man. Look, we talking revenge now. I got the #1 defense. I got a top 5 offense. Ooh, Lord. You ain't just got to stop shake Barkley. You got to stop Hurts, too, from running the football.
So on Kung Fu, you follow the NBA, man?
A little bit.
Okay.
A little bit. I've been watching the Wizards just lose.
Oh, okay. We talk about the real NBA. They're like the G League. Are there any players that you think that are really performing well this year?
Who's the kid in San Antonio?
Oh, Wemby.
Yeah. I like him.
He looks pretty good. He might even be the defensive player of the year this year. He had a game the other night where he blocked 8 shots in the first half. I mean, he's really something.
I think I like him because of his defense. I was like, they're not playing defense no more. What's going on? All the scores 110, 120 points per team a game.
So you prefer like the physical stuff back in the 90s and stuff like that?
Oh, man, yeah.
Sports doctor, any teams look good to you this year?
Any teams?
Yeah. Teams of players?
Yeah. I like Oklahoma. Cleveland is good.
Oklahoma shining.
Cleveland is good, but there's something in me, and I've seen them 3 times. There's something in me that still keeps saying they're not all that good, but they are a good team. I just can't face the fact. But those guys got a good team, man. They have a good team. But I like Cleveland. I like Oklahoma, and I don't like Houston. But you better keep an eye on them. They're not going to do too much damage. But Houston's coming up there.
Houston
currently. I forgot the Celtics. I don't like them, but they're a good team.
Houston currently has the 3rd best record in the league right now. In their last 3 games, they've beaten Cleveland twice and Boston. So they've taken care of the top teams in the East. And now, they're following. I think only Cleveland and Oklahoma City has a better record than them. So something about them, and we're more than halfway through the season.
I don't understand why my face is not showing on this camera. I don't understand. Well, we'll talk about that later after the show. Anyway.
But see, you're one of the most recognizable voices in the universe, so people know who you are.
They know.
Oh, okay.
The
The
sports doctor.
nasal. Okay. All right. Well, are we finished with football? Oh yeah.
Yeah. I went on and moved on to basketball. Unless you had some, this is a free flowing conversation. What else you want to talk about with football?
I
The
think
Pro Bowl.
no.
Yeah, that I don't know what they doing with that.
I don't. Have they announced or have they not announced the MVP yet? I don't know what's going on. Have they?
Lamar Jackson got the MVP.
When
did they announce that?
Just before the playoff games. This week.
They just announced the finalists last weekend.
Oh, okay.
He's one of the finalists.
Okay, because I could have sworn all I heard,
I made that mistake too.
I made that
mistake too because I was talking about, man, they said it last week. And then they clowned me and said I'm stupid. They didn't say that. They said
no one said you were stupid, man. No one would dare to say that.
Okay, so now I'm here.
At least I know I wouldn't. How about that? I don't think anybody said it anyway.
Well, we had a conversation about this 2 days ago. Remember?
Yeah. But I remember, I think might have been one of the ones that pointed out that they announced the finalists.
Right.
And they are Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Saquon Barkley was one of them too. Okay. And I think Burrows.
Who's the offensive player of the year, Kung Fu?
Offensive player of the year?
Yeah.
I would give it to Jaden Daniels. Really.
Oh my God.
Rookie and MVP.
I would get.
And the reason why I say that is because he won 14 games this season as a rookie. He put the team on his shoulder and he did his thing.
Okay. All right. If any offensive player to get my vote for the year, it would be Saquon Barkley. But I hear you.
Yeah. He had a chance to break the record the last game, but they rested him.
How you gonna give Saquon Jaden Daniels the MVP of the league over Saquon Barkley? I mean, offensive player of the year. How you gonna get that over Saquon Barkley?
Offensive player of the year.
How you gonna get Jaden Daniels
2,000 yards? That's a shoe-in for offensive player of the year. I'm talking about MVP, but I give him that.
So I want to clarify something. I guess the official MVP, I guess that the league is announcing, they listed the finalists, but the football writers have voted Lamar Jackson in. So that's probably what you guys saw. But the NFL says they're going to announce theirs. Doesn't say when they're going to do it. They announced the finalists. So I guess it depends on who you ask. Because if we ask the sports doctor, he might say Saquon Barkley's MVP.
Yeah, he should get it. Think about it. Every 2,000-yard rusher got offensive player of the year. Out of all the 2,000-yard rushers, they got offensive player of the year.
But probably none of them were playing with quarterbacks that run the ball as well.
That's true.
Today's quarterbacks run and throw, so that could be a challenge. So what else y'all got for football? I know I moved on prematurely, perhaps. Is Aaron Rodgers going back to the Jets next year?
No.
I think they're going to draft a quarterback.
What did you say, sports doctor?
No, he not going back. He's done, man.
Is he going? The next question is he going to play for anybody next year?
Who's going to give him some money, man?
Yeah, it's time for Aaron.
Did you see him this year?
Yeah, but I don't think he was the worst quarterback in the league.
That's true too.
except for Will Levis, I don't know who else was.
The Patriots quarterback and the Giants quarterback.
So you could go right across town, right across the stadium.
Patriots quarterback was better than Aaron Rodgers. Y'all can stop that. You can stop that.
What about the Giants quarterback?
What about him?
Is he better? I
Then
think.
Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, I think they're in the market, but they'll probably draft one.
Giants quarterback was trash.
Well, they let Daniels, what's his name? His name not Daniels.
Donald.
Daniel Jones. They let him go.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking they're going to draft one. I think they got the number 3 pick or number 4 pick, something like that. What about who's going to quarterback in Pittsburgh next year?
Oh, Pickett.
Pickett.
Come on, come forward. It's not a comedy show, man.
Who was Russell's backup?
Fields.
Fields. That's what I meant to say. Pickett played wide receiver. My bad.
Yeah. No.
Well, they had another guy named Pickett that was there before.
Hold on. What Pickett played wide receiver? Huh?
Hold on. For Pittsburgh.
Yeah, didn't they have a wide receiver named Pickett or something like that?
I think they did.
I think they did
Or
too.
they do.
They don't. What's their wide receiver's name? Okay, what was the backup quarterback?
I think they had the same name. You talking about last year? The year before last?
What about this year?
Wait, his name might be Pickens. It's probably Pickens. The quarterbacks this year were Wilson and Fields, but they had a guy named Pickett last season before this one, and they have
What's
a wide
the wide receiver's name?
Pickens.
They didn't have nobody named Pickett.
Pickens with an N at the end of it. Pickens.
Pittsburgh ain't had no quarterback named Pickens.
2 years ago?
Hold on. I'm trying to.
They didn't have the same name. Their names weren't even similar. So I don't know what y'all talking about.
Come on, sports doctor. I think the guy's name was Pickett.
What was the quarterback's name who went to Pittsburgh?
Justin Fields.
Okay, so in 2023, they had Kenny Pickett as their quarterback.
Right.
Pickett. They had a wide receiver named Pickens this year. So they got their names are similar.
How is it similar? Pickens. How is it similar? Because of the pick?
Yeah, everything except for the last letter. Last 2 letters. You trying to give us a hard time, Kung Fu. This is what you got to deal with, though.
I'm sorry. You got George Pickens, who was the number 2 receivers,
and Kenny Pickett. That was used to be there. So who's going to quarterback there next year, Earl?
Probably that's sorry Russell Wilson.
You think he'll be back?
I don't care what Charles Snowden says from Real Fellas Talk Sports. Justin Fields just don't have it. He don't have it.
He don't have it.
He don't have it. Whoa. Am I enunciating my words not clearly or something?
He had 5 touchdowns and 1 pick in all the games that he played in.
You talking about Justin Fields?
Justin Fields does not have it. How many touchdowns did he throw?
5.
Well, yeah, because they were not scoring.
You coming up with stats. You need to get your stats together. He threw 5 touchdowns? How many games did he play? 10?
Nah,
he probably played about 5 or 6 games because they weren't really scoring when he was playing.
Right.
You can't be my quarterback. You throw 1 touchdown per game. You can't be my quarterback. Played 5 games, threw 5 touchdowns, that's a touchdown a game. Get out of here.
They were scoring less than 20 points a game.
He also scored 5 rushing touchdowns.
They were scoring less than 20 points a game when he played, though. That was their problem.
Right.
So, but even though I think they had a pretty good record at that time, and that was a little controversy.
Now, common assistant tell you to play the younger player because Wilson he's just about done. But he said earlier, Russell Wilson's a better quarterback than Fields. Fields just don't happen, man. Well, he hasn't had the chance. He hasn't had the chance to prove himself, so I can't say. He plays a whole season. I guess misjudged by that. He could have got hot at the end of the season, something, and maybe you look at him different. But what he played, I'm wondering why Russell Wilson didn't come in earlier.
Oh, Russell Wilson was hurt. Russell Wilson was hurt, and when he came back, when he got healthy, he went in immediately.
Mm-hmm.
And Fields had an opportunity to keep Wilson on the bench, and he even admitted that he didn't do enough.
Did. So I mean, during those games, he did score 10 touchdowns, and he had 1 interception. I don't know how many times he fumbled.
How many games did he play? Like 5?
Something like
5
that.
Okay, yeah. So they were scoring like 18 points a game. They were winning because of their defense. But that's why he ended up having to sit down. Because Mike Tomlin is like the sports doctor. If he's only scoring, 18 points a game, he can't be his quarterback. Not the starter. What else y'all got about football?
Oh,
basketball. Jimmy Butler. Go ahead, Earl.
Go ahead. Kung Fu said they need a defensive lineman and a linebacker, but he left out wide receiver and he left out offensive line.
For who?
Talking about the Commanders.
The Commanders.
What wide receivers they need?
You know what, Carol?
McLaren went to the Pro Bowl this year. This is the second, third time going.
My thinking about you has changed after today. If you ask me a question like, what wide receivers did it need? Who else do they have besides McLaren? You gotta have 2 wide receivers.
They got Crowder back.
This how it goes. This how it goes. In basketball, you got a big 3. In NFL offense, you got to have 2 wide receivers. You can't make it with just one because they can double up on that one wide receiver. They don't have nobody.
And then you forgot about Brown.
What about him?
Oh, you didn't see where he didn't even see the ball. He felt it and then he caught it. When they won.
Okay, you're right, Kung Fu. Because of that one catch, I need to change my whole assessment about him.
He was catching a lot more balls than just that one catch.
Brown is a bum. Ezekiel, that was a bum. The Redskins need a wide receiver. The Commanders need a wide receiver to help out McLaurin. That's all. Anybody knows that. I'm not going to sit here and debate that with you. Everybody knows they need a wide receiver to help McLaurin. If you don't know that, you don't know the game.
Kung Fu, I think their receivers are okay other than McLaurin. Don't you think it would be better if they had a more dynamic number 2?
But yeah, he's asking to come to Washington from Miami. And we got the third salary cap.
Tyreek Hill?
Yep.
Yeah, that's the type of guy they could use. The other guys they're probably good slot receivers. But I think with the sports doctors, yeah, somebody like that would probably.
But Carol, you're saying that they don't need no wide receivers.
I mean, like Larry, they're okay, but if they gonna get something offensively like a weapon, you need a dynamic running back to go with Jaden Daniels, just like Jalen Hurts got.
I said wide receivers and offensive line. It don't matter who their running back is if they can't block for the run. It don't matter who their running back is. They can't block nobody. They need an offensive line. That's all. If you can't see it, you can't see it. I take that back when I say that means you don't know the game. It just means you can't see it. That's all. They need a wide receiver.
Kung Fu, you ain't got to bend to him if you don't agree with it. Tell him you don't agree.
Wait a minute. He ain't Kung Fu. He a martial art. He take martial art. The last thing he ever thinking about doing is giving in. He don't have nothing to say intelligent about what I'm saying. They need a wide receiver. It's plain and simple. He come back for him.
They could probably use a wide receiver and a running back.
Wow.
I like the guys they have.
Is my audio still on?
They're okay, but yeah, I would love to see a good running back there.
But basically, what Earl was saying, if they get a couple of linemen, then yeah, I mean, Brian Robinson gained 900 yards, 10 touchdowns last year. Jaden Daniels rushed for 1,000 yards this year and 7 touchdowns.
He ran for 1,000 yards.
Right, it says right here, 1,026 yards.
He was a team's leading rusher.
Yeah. And I guess Eckler was hurt. Eckler must have been hurt part of the season.
He was.
Oh. Well, he must have been hurt the other day. All of a sudden, get out of here with that Eckler stuff. Y'all kept trying to tell me he all right. He ain't all right. Can't fold up like that and crucial like that, man.
He had a good game against Detroit. Made a couple of nice plays. He had the costly fumble against Philadelphia.
Well, I'm talking about in general.
I was optimistic about him against Philadelphia, but yeah, Philly just shut him down.
They pumped him, man. They pumped the Commanders. That's what they did.
But the other thing was they're a vastly superior team when you really think about it. Washington was lucky to get past Detroit. They should have lost that game too. I actually originally wanted to see Detroit and Philly play because I thought that'd be a good contest. But then when Washington won, like, okay, why not?
All right, let's get back to basketball. Let's get back to basketball. We spent too much time on
Yeah.
So, okay. Oklahoma City, I heard that. Houston, I heard that. Anybody think anything about the Knicks? They're a game behind Boston.
Yeah.
I don't think nothing of it.
You don't think they're that good?
I don't think they're all that good.
They've got 2 starters on the All-Star team, too. It's amazing to me. Towns and Brunson.
Right.
What about Milwaukee? They got off to a slow start, but they seem to be, I think they won.
Yeah, they turning it up.
I just finished telling Kung Fu you got to have 3 scores in the NBA. They don't have 3. They only have 2.
I got you.
Now, do you really need to have 3 now?
Yeah.
Yeah, initially, yeah.
See, I see basketball a little different now. I see teams with 1 real good score, then a lot of guys that are decent. And I'll point to Oklahoma City and Cleveland like that. They have a lot of guys that can put the ball in the hoop, but they really have, both of them really have 1 real superstar. Uh-oh.
To answer your question, you need 3.
You need 3.
If you're trying to win it all. If you want to win it all.
So you think Oklahoma City has 3
Who
scores?
the Celtics have that team?
They got Brown and Tatum, and they got a bunch of other guys that can score okay. But I think the only real superstars they have are Brown and Tatum.
And I didn't say 3 superstars. I said you need 3 scores.
Oh,
I didn't say superstars.
Okay, so I'll back off of that then. Yeah, I mean, when I look at Kansas, Oklahoma City, they got a lot of guys that can shoot. I mean, that's sort of how Boston's team is. They got a lot of guys that can shoot.
Yeah.
They have 2 guys that I think are really great. But you're right.
The league cut that out. You can't have 3 superstars. The salary cap won't even allow it anymore.
That's right.
They cut all that out. So, we'll see.
So Kung Fu, you've been following Jimmy
Kung Fu, what do you think about the Houston Rockets?
They look a little sneaky. I think they're on top of their division right now. Yeah, Yeah, they look sneaky.
So they got Amen Thompson and what's the other guy? Green. Those guys are really balling out. The thing that I like about them is their coach. They have Boston's old coach, and he went down there and turned that team around. And those guys are pretty young. He's getting a lot out of them. But you got to think about in the playoffs, I really like teams that have a little more experience, and they're certainly lacking that.
That's true. Well, let me ask you this: have they stopped playing Conley as much as they used to do? The Minnesota Timberwolves. I don't see him that much on the floor anymore.
Playing who?
Mike Conley.
Oh, the point guard.
Yeah.
I think he's had some injuries part of this year, so I'm not sure whether they. I don't think he's started as much, but he started earlier in the year. Then he got hurt for a while, so I think his minutes are probably restricted. Now I haven't seen him for the last couple of weeks, so I'm not exactly sure what's happening now. But I know he had an injury for a while.
Kung Fu, what's the deal on Mike Conley?
Say the name again.
Mike Conley, the point guard for the Minnesota Timberwolves.
You got me on that one. Like I said, I don't watch or pay attention too much to
Okay.
NBA,
right.
But you got me on that one.
Their team has fallen off this year. They like last year. I think they had the second best record in the West, and they're down. I don't know, around fifth or sixth place. They're pretty far down there. That trade where they let Karl Anthony Towns for the guy from the Knicks didn't seem to work as well, and Anthony Edwards seems to rely more on his 3-point shot than going to the hole like he used to. They need to make some changes.
Yeah.
And teams like Memphis and Houston have moved up past them.
Yeah, I'm not worried about Memphis. You know, that job's something else, but
he's got to stay healthy.
Yeah. You know. All right, well,
you ain't said nothing about the Lakers. They leading their division.
they're not.
The Lakers are down there.
What are you talking about, Kofu? They're not leading their division. What's wrong with you?
They lead in the Pacific. They got the best record in the Pacific Division, not the conference.
That might be true. That might be true.
What? Are you serious?
Well, Golden State is just barely above 500. No, are they ahead of the Clippers?
Yeah,
they're ahead of the Clippers.
One game ahead of the Clippers.
Okay. Well, the Lakers have probably won like 8 out of their last 10 or something like that too. They've been winning a lot.
The Lakers are trash. That's why we haven't said anything. That's all.
They won 6 out of the last 4 games, basically.
6 out of the last 10.
6 out of the last 10 games they won.
And I know they got Washington coming up.
Oh, that's good, man.
Washington, Philadelphia, and New York coming up. They just got finished beating Charlotte.
I think that game is on now. The Sixers and the Lakers.
Yeah, I know they got this East Coast swing going up.
Oh, okay. All right, well.
But they played fairly decent lately. So you're a Laker fan, Kung Fu?
No, just I gotta follow the best player, or used to be the best player in the league. You know, James. So you gotta just find out what he's doing, how he's doing, how his team is doing.
Right. His team ain't doing nothing, and he's still playing. And he's still playing very well.
Yeah, his team. Well, they've done okay lately. Now the other team out there in the West that is dying is Golden State.
Man, they under 500.
They're under 500. I thought they were one game above it.
Nope, 22 and 23.
Oh, one game below it. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Girl, you think they're done?
Yeah.
Who?
Golden State.
Oh yeah. And no trade the Lakers or Golden State can make that can save this season. There's no trade. Neither one of those teams can do it. They're just not going to do it. That's all.
What if LeBron James went to the Golden State?
It would make no difference whatsoever. Golden State still does not have a big man. Gotta have a big man to win, man. Y'all can talk that the game has changed, the 3 points, the shot, perimeter game, all you want. You gotta have a big man to win it all.
That's true.
The Lakers or Golden State do not have it. They're sitting talking about, I don't want to play center. I want to be a power forward. Get your big 7'2" ass in the paint and stop crying. Paul?
Wow.
So you're not a fan of Anthony Davis, Earl?
No. I'm not a fan of any big man that don't get in the paint. I don't like when Wembanyama hits his threes. I don't like it. You're too big. Get your ass in the paint. Come on, man.
Yeah, he's only averaging 10 rebounds a game. Yeah, he need to get down there.
Get down there, man. Anthony Davis always crying. I don't like players. No, it's not their fault. I don't like players that are always getting hurt and can't never play. I don't like those things. Kawhi, Anthony Davis. Who else? There's another one getting hurt.
Tatum.
Tatum don't always get hurt.
Zion.
Oh my, yeah. Good grief.
Yeah,
Has he played a full season yet?
No, he won't ever play a full season.
He almost did last year. Then he got hurt in the first playoff game.
Big baby. I'm hurt. Well, if you get hurt, you get hurt. You can't nobody do nothing about getting hurt, man. Some people have bad luck.
That's true. But you don't like him, man. That's how it goes, man.
Look,
I don't know if you can see Sharice's comments, but she's laughing. She said, "You all know how I feel about Anthony Davis." Then she had the smiley face after you. She had Mr. Earl with the smiley face when you started talking about him.
Always hurt, man. Always hurt.
Look, I'm be honest with you. The parents shelter they shelter the kids. They don't let them go out to Anacostia Park and play. They won't let them go out to what's that park over there off of Indian Head Highway. They just want to run and shoot.
So wait a minute. You think this is why they get hurt?
No, because they haven't hit the ground enough when they was kids. That's why.
I don't know,
man. You might need a little more scientific evidence there.
I wish you could see my face, Larry.
I give you an example. Allen Iverson's favorite sport was football.
Okay.
Allen Iverson hit the floor a lot playing basketball, and he pops right back up.
Well, I think most players do that. We're only talking about a few people that get hurt all the time, right?
Right.
So I don't know if we can draw a causal relationship to their upbringing or not.
I'm every time I
you know what one theory is, Kung Fu?
Say it again.
Here's one theory. When we were young, we played all sports, and one theory is that we developed different muscles and different skills by playing football, baseball, and basketball that prepared us to play any sport, where a lot of times now kids only play one sport. They're not used to being in different positions other than the sport they play in. All of them have different aspects of falling. Baseball, you got to slide and dive. You got to know how to do it. Basketball, you need to know how to catch yourself. Football, of course, you go down. So a lot of times you work different groups of muscles. And again, this is just a theory, and it might have some credence. You might be able to give it some credence. But I'm not sure we can, get to the parenting about that, man. That's kind of, they don't let them go to Anacostia Park.
Guess who lived not that far away from Anacostia Park, and he never came to the park.
Who's that?
What is his name? Durant.
We thought you had the answer.
How about this, Kung? You guess who?
I think his name is Durant. Kevin.
Durant.
He lived in Sea Pleasant. Come on, man. They ain't nowhere near Anacostia Park.
He had cousins at Berry Farms, and they used to say, "Man, let's go down to the basketball court." I can't do that. I have a nephew.
Wait a minute.
He was 7 foot. He went to Dayton. He went to Dayton to play center. He leaves Dayton because they bring in a point guard to help him. He leaves and go to Fordham. I'm thinking to myself, you missed out on playing in the March Madness because you switched schools. And then
Help me out here. Back to Anacostia Park. I used to go down there and play. I don't remember seeing you down there. But then again, you're a little younger than me, so I have to check with Neil.
Yeah, I'm 54.
Yeah,
I ain't been there in 12 years.
Yeah,
I haven't been down to the park in 12 years. But I'm still playing football though. I'm still playing football.
You got to be careful, man.
I know. I pray every play.
What position? Kung Fu, what position did you play?
Actually, I played quarterback in full pass. I played running back in full pass, played receiver in full pass. I played center 2 years ago. I was a starting center for the Savannah, Georgia Raiders. Wow. Full pass. That's semi-pro. I played safety, corner, and DN.
What's the average age of the guys that you're playing with?
I'm going to say 26, 27.
So how come your friends are not telling you to get us up? Huh? Do you have any friends?
I can't. If you knew what I go through here right now, my wife said, I need a release. Yeah, I need a release. And me hitting folk is my release on the football field.
Well, be careful, Coach. Be careful.
Yeah, man. We might want to tell you to stick to martial arts, even though that has its downside too. Well, look, that's about all we have for this evening. You know, I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Kung Fu, thank you for joining us, man. We've been wanting to get you on as a guest. You know, we'll do it sometime again in the future. But thanks a lot for taking the time out of your schedule on short notice to join us.
Yeah, thanks for coming on the show, Carol. Appreciate it, man.
No problem. Hopefully it ain't too long.
Well, I was thinking about bringing you back real soon until you said something about the Skins don't need no wide receiver. And I'm like,
yeah. Oh, come on now. You gotta remember something. Tom Brady really didn't have only superstar wide receiver he really had was Randy Moss.
What's that got to do? What does that have to do with the Redskins needing a wide receiver?
So you got that one right. That's for sure. You got that one right.
Right. So you got an accurate quarterback who could put the ball on a dime to his receivers. They don't have to be superstars.
Hey. There's a big difference between Terry McLaurin, who's a very, very good player, than Randy Moss. It don't matter whether you double team Randy Moss or not. He's Randy Moss. He's a superstar. McLaurin's not no superstar. And even to make a long story short, even when Randy Moss played with the Patriots, they still needed another wide receiver opposite him.
And who was that? Can you remember their names?
They didn't have it. And they didn't, and the team that Randy Moss played on did not win the Super Bowl either.
Yeah, they did have a perfect record though, and he broke the record for most touchdown passes in
the Patriot team that Randy Moss played on did not win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, they got beat by the Giants.
Okay, so what are you saying?
Y'all are funny.
I know, right?
So look, we want to thank everyone for tuning in. Once again, Kung Fu, thanks for tuning in. You know, Earl, of course, it's always good to be with you. You guys take care. And for those of you that are free tomorrow, I'll be on Real Fellas Talk Sports. So feel free to tune in at 7 o'clock tomorrow. Goodbye,
All right.
everyone.
Okay,
Goodbye.
Larry.
Thanks again,
All right.
fellas.